statement by Anthony Davis.
I don't think it's as crazy as you might think, but I still don't believe they can beat the Warriors. And Skip, we talked about this earlier about a month ago, is that I believe they could cause them a lot of problems because these two bigs could literally go for 70 and 35 between the two as points and rebounds. My concerns were who's going to consistently be that third option. Now, True Holiday is starting to play a lot better, but can I consistently count on him over a 2-week stretch? Because those guys, nobody can stop their bigs. Nobody has that kind of size to be able to match up with Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis. So you're going to say, okay, we're going to give you 70 and 35, but your other guy's not going to get anything. Now, if you told me that Holiday was going to consistently give me 20, 24, 22, and 12, I was like, okay, you might be on to something. But they're 0-3 against the Warriors, but they 1-1 against the Rockets. AD missed the game. 1-0 against the Spurs. 2-0 against AKC. Here's what you might not know, Skip. They're 0-4 against Minnesota. With those two bigs, that should be a favorable matchup. I understand that Karl Anthony Towns, they got some bigs also, and Taj Gibson, but they would cause some problems. I believe they could take the Warriors to maybe 6 games and then tire them out for the Rockets. But could they actually beat the Warriors in 7?
So I like Anthony Davis a lot. He's a fine young man, great kid, because he's still got a lot of kid in him. But I'm going to hark back to the All-Star game in 2014, and on the old show on ESPN, we were at the game, and we had Anthony Davis on as a Pelican. Obviously, he was in his 2nd season, and he sat right there at our desk, and he very matter-of-factly said, I'm the best player in basketball. And you would think that would resonate, that would have shock value, that would catch fire, that would trend on the internet.
Yeah.
No, it didn't, because there's not a lot of electricity to his presentation to the media.
Right.
He's pretty matter of fact. He's pretty low key when he speaks. And there's something about this kid that doesn't move the needle that I don't really understand. He can put up numbers because he is the PER prince. When it comes to player efficiency rating, over his 6 seasons, he's averaged 6th in the league. So he puts up huge numbers, shocking numbers. But they're empty calorie numbers because they don't translate enough into wins. And I know you can say he doesn't have enough help, he doesn't have this, but I'll go back to your man LeBron James. There have been many times when LeBron didn't have enough help in his first go-round in Cleveland, but they won a bunch of games. So I believe in DeMarcus a little more than I believe in Anthony.
Okay.
But if I combine these two guys, they've played 14 combined NBA seasons. They've played a combined 921. They're going on 1,000 games in the regular season. Guess how many playoff wins they have between them? 0. Because Anthony played 1 series going back 3 years ago against Golden State before it was really Golden State. And he got swept. And he put up good numbers, but he got swept. He put up big numbers. I get it. So now he's the only #1 overall pick in NBA history who is winless in the postseason so far. And again, does he have a long way to go? Sure, he's got a long way to go. But neither, and obviously Marcus was stuck in Sacramento, and you can say he didn't have enough help. I just don't know if either one of these guys at their position is that guy who changes everything. So for me, and I hate to be too critical of Anthony because I do like him a lot personally, but given his numbers, given the numbers he can put up and given his player efficiency rating, he's the most overrated player in basketball to me because he doesn't have anything to show for it.
Yeah, I think the thing is, Skip, when you look at his numbers, he's like 27 and 12, and you would think that would equate to more wins, but it doesn't. And then Boogie is another 25 and 13.
God, you would think, again, do they have the guard play? Do they have the shooters? But you would say what they do at their positions is so dominating that if you put them together on the same team, it should equal challenge to Golden State.
It should be like David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Or Ralph Sampson and Elijah Wan when they were getting to finals. And Skip, I think if they traded for Mirotic after Boogie Cousins.
They did.
Now, if Boogie was healthy and with Mirotic, now we got a different ball game. Because he can stroke the 3, and when you try to double down on him, they can kick the ball out to the 3.
And he's a guts player. He's fearless. He'll just go out there and shoot it and make big shots.
Yes.
Yep.
So, but I believe they could nick the Warriors, but I don't believe they could take 4 games off them. Could they take 2? Sure. But
do I think Anthony Davis believes they would have beaten the Warriors? I think he believes it. I just don't know if he can actually make it. He can't speak it into existence because I just don't think he's dominant enough at the center or the big man position to make a big difference.
You know, Skip, I read something the other day that Anthony Davis said he's talked to a lot of players where they say they waited too long to be traded. He's going to get tired of this losing.
Maybe.
Because he's looking at what's going on around and he sees everybody else pairing up. And he knows the likelihood of him attracting someone to come to New Orleans isn't very good. He's probably going to have to leave and go somewhere else if his ultimate goal is to compete and win championships, because I don't believe he can do it in New Orleans, especially with Golden State and the Rockets, what they have. And it looks like Paul George probably going to stay in OKC, what they have, Minnesota. It's going to be very difficult for him. We don't know what Boogie Cousins. Achilles is a very tough injury to come back for when you're a big man, Skip.
I don't like it. Rudy Gay's going through this in San Antonio, and he's got heel issues coming off Achilles surgery.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Yeah,
It's tough.
So Anthony Davis, you know, Celtics might package. I know Celtics like holding on to those picks, but you ask yourself, would you rather have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, or would you have Anthony Davis paired with Kyrie?
I would love to see Anthony in a different situation and see if he could make a huge difference.
We'll trade Tristan and JR for Anthony Davis. And the Brooklyn pick. And the Brooklyn pick.
You'll do it right now?
We're going to do it off season. We're going to give y'all a Brooklyn pick. Give us Anthony Davis.
So are we staying in Cleveland next year?
Yeah, we're staying.
Okay.
Oh, Skip.
Okay.
If we get AD, it's over.
Okay.
It's over for all these suckers in
Should
the
Mark
NBA.
Cuban be promoting tanking? We'll discuss that next.